Early one morning, Peter opened the gate and walked out into the big green meadow. What do you think I'm doing? I said I'm reading Peter and the Wolf last week.
Did you listen to the music, by the way?
Of Peter and the Wolf?
Yes.
No, I did not.
Okay, because I told you it was a symphony.
Oh.
Alright, so welcome back to 80s Music Twin Ranked. We're on Geils Band today.
Speaking of that, let me just go back to that. Weird Al read an audiobook for Peter and the Wolf. We haven't mentioned Weird Al in a while.
So you mean you could go and get the audiobook
of Weird Al reading the book, yes. Peter and the Wolf, which, yes, it's a symphony. Alright, so we are doing Peter Wolf. Geils Band. And it actually would be more similar to Journey, and then Steve Perry went off for a few albums and came back.
Well, Geils is the guitarist.
Interesting.
Because Peter Wolf is the person people focus on.
Come on, when do they ever do that? Name the band not after the lead singer.
Van Halen.
Exactly. Oops. So yeah, I guess it's happened before. Why not? And then there's one guy we can't even mention what his nickname is. Saxophone harmonica.
Well, because his nickname is Magic Dick. Because
is his name Richard?
His name's Richard. You know, Dick is the nickname for Richard.
All right.
I have no idea how that came about. But so he plays the harmonica really good. I guess they said he's the best non-black harmonica player is what I read.
Really? Okay. Have you ever been to jail? That's what I want to know.
And I also read a quote in there about why they didn't get that famous is because they weren't black enough. They're too white for the black people, and they were too black for the white people. Their music.
Well, I mean, okay, they say that, but their last album before he left was a #1. They had a song that was on at the top for 4 weeks.
Yeah.
So they could have kept going. Had the next album been with Peter Wolf, they could have possibly kept going. So to say there's a reason. He left. That's the reason.
Now there was a song I heard a long time ago on the radio, but I don't think it was ever released called Whammer Jammer. You didn't give it to me on the
I know. I listened to it and I don't remember it.
I remember hearing it on the radio once. Not that it. I don't know why I heard it. It wasn't a single, but
I remember hearing on the radio they played live versions of their sons.
Yeah.
Where he tells long stories.
Yeah, that's exactly where I heard it. It was live.
Was it Whammer Jammer?
Maybe they were playing a live, because every now and then stations will play.
I listened to all their live albums.
Play a side of an album. They do that, so maybe that's what
I listened to all their live albums. I couldn't figure out which one they had played on the radio. None of them sounded familiar to me, so therefore I didn't give it to you.
Yeah.
All right, so they got interesting stuff about them. Now, one is their movie ties. They don't have a lot of movie ties, but the fact that their last song as Geils Band was Fright Night.
Yeah.
Not Concealed Weapons. After that, they made the theme song for Fright Night. Have you ever seen Fright Night?
Yes. Both versions.
Is the newer one good?
It's okay.
I liked the old one a little bit. So that was their last song, and then they disbanded. But the more famous
and I had
movie.
You think you got it for me for Christmas?
Yes, I was gonna ask you. Did you own any Geils? Yes, I did because I bought it for Christmas.
Yeah, Concealed Weapons.
The cheap.
And I listened to it. Yeah, I can't find it. It's not on. I couldn't find it at the library anywhere, and it's not on iTunes.
Yeah.
So you can only hear it on YouTube. It's weird. It's
not on Spotify either.
Yeah, I remember it on the radio, but it's weird when you listen to it now. Because that's what they were, weird music.
Yeah. Well, they do have a black guy in their band, you know.
Yeah.
And I think he's the one that probably says it ought to be against the law.
Probably.
Okay, but if you go online, the best thing you're gonna hear from Geils is Adam Sandler singing "Love Stinks."
From the wedding singer, yeah.
I just watched that clip.
From
it's
the
hilarious.
Wedding singer. Yeah.
He's like, let's talk about somebody who'll never find love, like me. Or that fat guy. Or the lady with sideburns. And all the mutants at Table 9. Good scene. Anyways, that Love Stinks. That ought to put a slew of people to go buy J. Geils, right? All right, and then last movie title thing that I'll connect him to is he was married to Faye Dunaway.
Faye Dunaway in 1974 and got divorced in 1979.
Which is why they then put out Love Stinks.
That was Peter Wolf. Now Peter Wolf also he had a roommate, David Lynch. He had a roommate when
David Lynch,
I don't
the
know
director.
College probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Who directed Dune,
Yes.
Blue Velvet.
Right.
Racerhead. You ever see that movie? I don't even want to watch it.
I know it's in the 1001 movies you got to see before you die.
Just the scenes I have seen, I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna do that.
What else? And actually, let's
Jay Geils.
What?
Jay Geils, the guitarist, dated Meryl Streep when she was a sophomore in high school.
Really? Before she even probably started her
Probably
career?
before she was famous. Yes.
Okay, I didn't read that. All right, so I remember you telling me what's that video Peter Wolf did where he's hopping around town? It's Come As You Are.
As You Are.
Did you know it was a movie?
Exact scene. I watched
it too. It's exactly
a small town girl.
Now there are some
a
things
guy
missing.
named Danny Van. I'd never heard of him,
Right.
but pretty much note for note. He spins around holding the guy's hand. I think the dog is in the video hopping at the end of the.
It didn't hop. It just was attacking him. But he did the rattlers with the baby.
But in the small town girl, the dog hopped.
Instead of shoving the pumpkin in the post, he put a basketball in the trash can.
And he did the trash can lids like symbols. Yeah.
Right. So he changed some things, and he looked unlike Danny Van. He looked wiped out by the time he got to that stage. You can tell he was struggling with the bouncing.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Oh, and supposedly, since we mentioned Adam Sandler, in Grown Ups 2, there's like a band playing in one scene.
Okay.
That's the Geils Band.
Okay. Oh, Jay Geils, by the way, the guitarist, is the only one who has died.
Right. Like
2017?
17. Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
But everybody else is still alive. So.
All right. Now I'm going to mention something that we didn't mention last video. We should have. The One Hit Wonders. We got all the way up to number 1. We totally forgot to mention that Rob Tepper co-wrote Into the Night.
Oh, yeah, from Benny Marjone's fan.
But
it has nothing to do with the Jay Geils Band, no.
No, but do you know, and it's just interesting. On the way over here, I was listening to Teacher Teacher by 38 Special, which was written by
Robert Tepper?
Brian Adams.
Okay.
Brian Adams, remember? So it's just weird how people, famous wrote other people's stuff.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know the 2 songs that are from other artists that Peter Wolf wrote?
No, I'm not going to even guess.
He wrote Playing with the Boys from Kenny Loggins in the movie Top Gun. And he also wrote Wang Chung's Everybody Have Fun Tonight.
Okay.
Isn't that something?
Yeah,
now, who knows? Did he come up with their band name? I don't think he did, because that was several... I could see him coming up with Wang Chung, because he's got a song called Ooey Diddly Bop.
Jay Geils Band, no. That was formed before he was the last member to become a member.
Who?
Peter Wolf.
Oh, was he? Okay. But
his name's not even Peter Wolf. It's Peter
Blankenship.
Yes.
Yes, Peter Blankenship. But he was a DJ.
Yes. And one of these videos, he actually is a DJ.
I know. It's Ooey Diddly Bop.
Yeah, and the guy's passed out, he picks him up, and the guy does
to do the helicopter report.
Yeah, and then he passes out again.
Right. Now, and he's a pretty good DJ. So he was a DJ back, and one of his names was Woofa Goofa. But Fast Talkers, so it's interesting because he's a DJ, and their songs are really good. There was another DJ who had a number 1 song, but it was not like Centerfold. How it became number 1.
You're talking about Disco Duck.
Disco Duck. Rick Dees and his band of idiots. That's what you think a DJ would do when they put out something.
Yeah.
But he actually was a pretty good singer, so that's pretty good. Now, in our last 3 videos, we've talked about what? Paul Rogers. So we got Paul, John Waite, and Peter Wolf. We got Paul, John, and Peter. It's almost like we're talking about the Bible. Why is it weird? Now we need to talk about a James. And then there's that. Now our next. I'll just put this out there. Our next few videos are actually going to be about "We Are the World," the song, because Netflix just put out a documentary. I thought it'd be fun to go through a few things about that. Like, was anybody snubbed, and why are these particular people in the group? You ever wonder that?
Yeah.
Like, did they do something?
Did they pick him?
Like, when they picked him, did they really have a good year the previous year? Because it was like in March of 1985. So, like, I'll give you one example. Huey Lewis. They were in their second year of sports. So, obviously, they were on a good roll. Let's get Huey Lewis in there. Then there's others like, why is Paul Simon in it? What did he do?
He was famous.
Yeah, he was.
Simon and Garfunkel
Was famous, but had he done anything any years prior to that?
Not recently.
He did have Graceland following that, but not for it. So, anyways, those will be our 2 videos. All that to say, Peter Wolf was not in that, but he was in that apartheid song, Sun City, which now Bruce Springsteen was involved in both. But him and Steven Van Zandt were part of this, and so he sang a verse in Sun City.
All right, so how famous could they have been if Peter Wolf didn't leave them? Now, he did a solo career.
And he didn't like the way the band was going, called it pop techno, but I would call his
but that's the way they were going, they were getting famous. So he should have stayed that way. I don't know. Unless they were going, you're getting odd while I'm getting even. If that was the kind of music they were doing, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. No. That reminds me of REO Speedwagon's album, where the child picked the title. The world is a small boy and a fish, or something, whatever that song. Or actually, it's closer to the other.
No, you can't tune a...
Yeah, you can't tune a fish. Well, you can't tune a piano.
You can tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish.
There you
that
go.
was an album, right?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
That had roll with the changes.
Yeah. But he went on his own. His first song, we know, is Lights Out. I thought Come As You Are and Lights Out were on the same album.
I did too.
They were 2 different albums. The albums were the same titles. So, Lights Out came out. Lights Out, flash, 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 right? And then the first lyric is Dancing in the Dark.
Which was what it was
going to be called Dancing in the Dark, but Bruce Springsteen put his song out same time.
Yes.
And so they couldn't compete. They could have. How many songs are the same title?
When they sang Sun City, do you think Peter and Bruce talked about that?
I don't know, because they were together.
Stole my title.
Yeah. Now, when you watch Peter Wolf, he likes to dance in most of his videos.
Well,
he is just a weird dancer.
Yes. Well, the bouncing. Now that you know that's from a movie, at least we know that's not his.
But any other time he dances,
Lights Out, where he's going like.
Oh yeah. But then his legs like move together, and you're like, ooh, weird. Weird dancing. And when he was on the street in the one video, it wasn't Come As You Are, it's a different one where he's on the street, and the woman in the dress starts dancing with him. She's dancing like ballroom dancing, and he's doing his own style. It just doesn't match. Yeah, this is weird. So.
Right. So but something like that, when you go see a band, you do want something like that.
Oh yeah, you want them.
You want them boring. All of them standing at their microphone, never moving around. That's why Robert Palmer is boring to watch in concert. He doesn't do stuff. But the music's good.
But even in his videos, he just stood there.
Right.
As the camera went onto the women.
Well, you didn't watch the videos for him.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get to our top 10. And you're like, is it most of their good stuff in the 70s? No. Especially when we include his solo stuff. So, first let's get honorable mentions out of the way. You don't have any. I have 2. My 2, one was Concealed Weapons. I actually, because of how different it is, I like that.
I like this song.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't think it was top 10.
Yeah, and aside from Fright Night, the last studio album single from Jay Geils was 99 Worlds, and I really liked that one. Okay, so the first 3 on our list are all the songs from the 70s we picked. Everything else is 80s, so 80s music is better. Says us. Okay, so from the album Bloodshot, number 10 is "Give It to Me."
Now, does that ever not talking about eyes?
What?
Bloodshot.
Bloodshot. Oh,
Your eyes are bloodshot.
yeah, and you can't tell any of that from the album. You know, all they did was pick colors. The album cover never seemed to actually match what it was. Well, Hotline did because they had a phone, but was Bloodshot red? Maybe that's the only thing I can get out of that.
I don't know.
Their album, they really did. They picked a single color to focus on every album. All right. Anyways, I had this one at 15. You had it at 7. I'm not a big fan of like "Give It to Me." Yeah. To me, this song definitely sounds the 70s, and it's early 70s too.
Yeah.
Was this their first hit or was no?
It could have
Yeah,
been.
I think it was. So, anyways, the one that still plays, it actually still plays. So, I'm not a huge fan of that one. Number 9, coming from 1978, is your number 1. And I re-listened to it after you gave it to me going, why do you put this up there? And I don't get it. It's from Sanctuary. It's "One Last Kiss."
The first 80s hit, right? So
No, I said 1978.
79? Okay, I thought it was.
So I had it way down at 19. That's how far down my list I had it. I actually like it. As much as I don't like "Give It to Me," I put this one worse. By the way, give what to him? What was he saying? Give it to me. Is it what we think it is?
I don't know.
Anyways, "One Last Kiss," number 9, his favorite. You put that over the 80s hits.
Yes, I did.
Okay, all right. Number 8, coming from Nightmares, which that's all I put, and Other Tales from the Vinyl Jungle. And the Vinyl Jungle obviously would be a record. In case you didn't know, records were made of vinyl. They're like, what's a record?
Well, there's it's like that movie. It's called The Blackboard Jungle.
Yeah.
And that's a schoolroom because the schools had blackboards.
All right, both of us put this song at 8, and that is "Must Have Got Lost." And this would be Joe Biden's theme song as he's trying to walk off the stage.
As long as you have your smartphone on you,
Yeah.
it's hard to get lost anymore. Most of them have GPS.
I went to Myrtle Beach 5 years back.
Okay. Yeah.
Used our GPS to get to a store. We got to the destination. GPS told me we were in the smack dab in the middle of a neighborhood.
Okay.
It wasn't even close to where we were supposed to be. Anyways, and you know what's funny? So this album's called "Nightmares and Other Tales of the Vinyl." This is not the one that has the bowling story. You would think it should be on this.
That's Love Stinks.
That's on Love Stinks.
Yeah.
Go check it out. It's not in our top 10, but go check it out.
Yeah, the song is called "No
story.
Anchovies, Please."
Yes, and somebody even put pictures to the.
And the first time I heard that was the radio. I heard it. Let's see, 2015.
Right.
And I was like, "Who is this?" I listened to it like Geils Band. I'm like,
that is that's something you don't even. I suppose you.
It's like a Twilight Zone episode. Yeah.
Actually, it'd be more like the Outer Limits.
Yeah.
The Outer Limits took stuff that far. All right, number 7, coming from what's LO? Lights Out. Peter Wolf's first solo. I have this at 7. You have it at 9. It's "I Need You Tonight." Pretty good bouncy song. So, but what do you have? Three songs that we know from that album, or 2? I think it's weird. When you look at Jay Geils, they might have put 2 songs out per album. When we finally get to our next artist, it's Janet Jackson. And she's like putting
5 or 6.
7 singles out on an album. When did people start doing that? They don't throw the full album on the radio. You don't even need to buy the album because you know what every song is.
What album do you know of that has the most songs on it?
You mean
You ever got an album that just has so many? It's not a greatest hits.
I don't know.
Like, okay, Shania Twain put Up Out.
Yeah.
It has like 19 songs on it.
Yeah.
I think Come On Over was pretty high.
Come On Over. Well, think about Come On Over. Is it had 2 discs. You went and bought this, had one specific, all the songs, they were all pop versions.
No, that was up. That was up.
Oh, that was up. You're right. I would say that because it had 2, you basically bought 2 different CDs.
Yeah, but so you had 38 songs. It was just one in rock and one in country. Yeah.
U2's Rattle and Hum had 2 discs.
Yeah.
One was the rattle, one was the hum.
Okay. Okay. So just that one. Sorry. And then you have Rush, who had one album that had
4.
6.
The entire one side was just one song, one long song. All right, where are we at? Number 6, coming from Love Stinks. Love Stinks. And I have this at 5. You have it at 10. You know, one of we can't say this about some of the other songs because in the 70s they didn't have videos really. Love Stinks had a video. I like at the end, whereas the karaoke, you can follow along. Love stinks, yeah, yeah, love stinks, and a heart is bouncing over the words.
Yeah, it's
it's not great, but it's just funny.
We know a lot.
It's like they want you to sing along to it in your living room.
Yeah, we know a lot about love from a lot of songs. Love stinks, love hurts, love's like oxygen.
What's love got to do with it? What is love?
Is it love? How much love? A lot.
Right, there's a lot.
A lot of questions going on.
Mostly questions. But love stinks. And the wedding people come out and they're wearing gas masks.
Yeah.
So at least they were funny about it.
Yes, this is a song that you would think this is a song people
cry or something.
No, they sing this song when they've just broken up, right? Because if you're in a relationship and you're like, love stinks, you're with the wrong person.
But it is funny. I mean, the first lines is like, she loves him, or he loves her, but she loves somebody else, and that guy loves...
You just can't win.
Right.
Yeah, you just can't win.
It's funny. Just watch Adam Sandler. He'll explain it to you.
Or, don't come at all.
Does he say that?
Yes. Okay. Come as you are, or don't come at all.
I had this at 6. You had it at 5. If I was to say, hey, have you ever heard that song "Come as You Are"? Chances are you think I'm talking about Nirvana, though.
Yeah.
So, but Peter Wolf had a song, and song, video. Watch the video with it. That way, in case you don't know the song, you'll at least have eye visuals like that's pretty cool. Have you ever seen?
I actually like this video better than Lights Out.
Yes, me too.
Jumping.
Yeah. Have you ever seen anybody walking around town? Or wouldn't it be weird if
somebody jumping,
bouncing?
Yeah,
what are you doing? But everybody else in that video, they're like, "Hey, this is natural." Okay, number 4, the second one coming from Love Stinks, which I'm surprised it's not Love Stinks. It's Come Back. I have this at 4. You have it at 6. And they come back to
baby,
yeah.
come back to me.
Yeah, but it's like baby, and the way they say baby is weird. But I'd say just when I think about these songs more, I'm like, this would have been a good band to see.
Yeah.
They have so many songs that involve the audience. Like they didn't play at Live Aid, but that would have been a pretty good band to play at Live Aid. All right, number 3, coming from Freeze Frame. Don't Hurt Us, but it's centerfold. And both of us have this at 3. We both put it at 3.
This was their number 1 for.
It was their number 1.
6 weeks. You said 4 earlier, but it's 6 weeks.
Oh, was it 6? Okay.
Yeah, and so we should.
That means it did do 4 weeks.
So we should have had this at number 1, but it's in the top 3. So
yeah, and it's probably because of the storyline.
Yeah.
I didn't know really much about the storyline. Just you know what everybody knows what a centerfold is. Yeah. So you're like ashamed. Yeah. But yeah, it's why is this video being shot in a schoolroom? That's why. It's like you remember somebody in elementary school or whatever it was, and then they're grown up. So
yeah, but the lyrics are really childish. Nah, nah.
Yeah.
It's not Journey's nah nah at the end. It's
Again,
nah, nah, nah,
throw it
nah,
on the
nah,
pile
nah,
of
nah,
songs
nah,
that have
nah.
na na na.
Yeah.
Or Roxette. Na 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 na. Or
No, 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 no.
Yeah,
no,
there you go.
no, 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 no.
I can remember how to say it.
No, I want to. It's like the Munchkins and the Wizard of Oz. La la. la. That's what I think.
You're right. It is the last same beat. Okay, the other song, number 2, the other song from that album, which is the Freeze Frame album, it's Freeze Frame. I like this song better
You like
because
the
musical
at the
instruments.
beginning they got the Polaroid
Yes.
cameras noise.
Right, which, could you do freeze frame again anymore? Do people take legitimate Polaroid
No, well,
pictures?
they still sell them, and you can see them at like
Yeah.
weddings, wedding receptions. I mean,
Right, right. And the what's the thing about the music video? So yeah, I got the fingers on the piano. I thought there was something else special. Anyways, does the video make sense? Why? Yeah, I thought, I'm like, why is that inflatable in the room?
Yeah.
I forgot. Oh yeah, that's because they're painting. What's painting have to do with pictures? Anyways, I have this song at 1. You have it at 4. I just I like the the multiple instruments that they have in the background. And then they throw shoot. So coming up with those kind of phrases are kind of cool. Not just saying a regular word, but
And who does that? Wow! At the end.
Yeah.
It's like really high.
Henry-
Peter.
Henry Lee Summer. He came in and did it. All right, and that leaves our number 1, which you won't agree with, but who cares? It's when he went solo and he had Lights Out. So not a good video, better song though. And we both put this at number 2, so we don't both put it at number 1.
Right, yeah.
Put it at 2, have something else beat it out, but that means it's our number 1 combined. And yeah, so if it was Dancing in the Dark, we have 2 songs at number 1 called Dancing in the Dark.
Yeah.
Because that was Bruce Springsteen's best song.
That's true.
And there you have it. Geils Band / Peter Wolf.
Yeah, so the reason you dance in the dark is you don't want to see
That's
how
right.
bad you are.
Isn't there a meme? I just saw that on his education. There's a meme, right? You're in the nightclub and you see the shadow, and it looks like it's Ariana Grande's silhouette.
Okay.
And it says when the nightclub lights come on, and it's like the monster from that one movie. I figure he's got the ponytail hair, but it's a creature with snarling. Can't remember. Warcraft. That's what it was.
Okay.
Anyways, there you have it. That's why the lights are out.
Yeah. Okay, the next artist we're going to do is Jan Jackson, which we mentioned in this video.
Right.
But she won't be the next video we do.
So it's you could call her JJ from Good Times, but you'd be wrong because that's Jimmy Walker.
What was her name in Good Times?
I forget. We'll have to research it and come back with that. Anyway, so next 2 videos be shorter, hopefully. But we're gonna cover some things from We Are the World, and then we'll move on to Janet Jackson.
All right.
See you then. Bye.